Let's get into this one right here. Well, to the Kobe Bryant fans, you better run for the hill. You better press unsubscribe to Scap Attack. This guy is selling his soul. Well, I think he already sold his soul, but now he's bending all the way over, and it's not looking good for this guy. And we did a little video trying to compare this. We did a 10-year. It wasn't a peak, it was a career. So he's claiming that Joker has had the second greatest 5-year peak behind Michael Jordan. Now, we didn't do no comparisons. I just put up a graph that we did before, and we put Joker against all-time great centers. The first 10 seasons. We didn't count 11 seasons because Joker ain't finished with his 11th season, but we did 10 seasons. We did the Hakeems. We did the Wills. We did the Russells. We did the David Robinsons. We even did Tim Duncan and Shaq and these guys like that, and they smoked them. They smoked them in that 10-year period in championships, statistical accolades, defensive teams, MVPs, finals MVPs, whatever it is. He got smoked. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in there. They all smoked him for a 10-year period since Joker started his career. Well, since the start of their career for 10 years. And now we hear that Scap is talking about that Joker, since 2021, has had the greatest 5-year peak. And what was so crazy about that was, okay, let's put some names up. But you know who they put up? Him and Jason Whitlock. I don't know if it was all on Scap or if it was all on, both of them came together to kind of tell this lie, right? So they put up, of course, Joker, and then they put up LeBron James and Larry Bird. Oh boy. And I'm okay with Larry Bird. But they excluded the 60s and the 70s. They said wasn't enough teams in the 60s, and they just said we're leaving the 70s out. Wow. So they couldn't get guys like Kareem in there, and Wilt, and Oscar Robinson, these type of guys, and whoever. So we kind of laughed, and I was just like, you put LeBron James in there? These guys are supposed to be LeBron James haters, and they put LeBron James in a 5-year peak with Larry Bird and Joker, a dude that cheated for 2 championships and cheated for 2 MVPs and cheated. Period. Why would you put him in there? So I'm like, well, wait. What about Kobe? Why did he leave Kobe Bryant out? That's funny, right? Why did he leave Kobe Bryant out? So for you Kobe fans, we're going to do a comparison right here. We're going to do a comparison with just Joker and Kobe. Because in my opinion, Kobe's 5-year peak from 6 to 10, you can put that up with any all-time player's best peak. Any. So let's do it, because listen, guys. If you're a Kobe fan and you're a Scat fan, you better take off. This dude is out of his mind, and we'll talk about that some more in a minute. I'll tell you, all these dudes are fake Kobe fans. The Johnny Arness who did the homework. He did the homework for Clutch. Remember the Michael Jordan got too many steals, too many blocks. Remember, Clutch put that out, and Johnny Arnett went and did the homework. That's not a Kobe fan. So let's look at this. Let's put Kobe's 5-year peak against Joker's 5-year peak. This is the peak that Scap said it was for Joker, 21 through 25. For Kobe, for me, it's 6 through 10. Right? So for Kobe, it would be 29. We just put these little stats up here, right? Because to me, you can't compare era. This era right here in the 2020s, especially the past few years, this is the 1960s pace. So you can't even compare eras like that. So you can't even compare the scoring. The scoring is inflated, which the points are going to be inflated. Anyways, we'll just do it anyways. Kobe, 29 in those years. We just did the average. He averaged 29.5 points per game. What do you average? Assists, 5.6. Rebounds, 5.2. So for Joker, he averaged 26.8 points per game. Assists, 12.3. Rebounds, 9. So he's averaging more assists than rebounds. That's weird. That's weird. And we won't even get to the blocks. We'll leave that alone. So let's look at this. Since, Scap is saying Joker has his second greatest 5-year peak behind Michael Jordan. So we could do a lot of guys and make this dude look like an idiot. So in that 5-year peak, Kobe had 2 championships. Joker had 1. Advantage Kobe. Kobe had 2 finals MVPs. Joker, he had 1. MVPs. Kobe, 1. Joker, 3. Advantage Joker. All-Stars, they're both the same. Both of them was at the All-Star game 5 years. All-Star MVPs. Kobe 2, Joker 0. All NBA first team, Kobe 4, Kobe 5, Joker 4. So you let somebody beat you out at your position for that All NBA first team? Supposed to be your peak. All NBA defensive first team, Kobe 5, Joker 0. And Joker has none in his entire career. Scoring titles, Kobe 2, Joker 0. And he has 0 statistical titles at that. FIBA medals, Kobe has 1, Joker has none. Gold medals. I know this ain't the NBA, but I'm just saying for shits and giggles, okay? Kobe has 1 gold medal, Olympic gold medal, and Joker has none. He has a bronze. 3rd place. So we'll just get over this real quick for some highlights for Joker. Well, I really don't know what the highlights are, but you guys can inform me. Only thing I found was he led the playoffs in stats the year he won the championship. That's all I can figure out for a highlight. As far as something we didn't talk about really yet. That's the only highlight I can come up with. For Kobe, in that span, he was all NBA first team and all NBA defensive first team all of those 5 years. In that same span, in his peak. We're just talking in general. In Kobe's era, greatness was winning championships, not stats. Right? So we talk about that all the time with Joker. Nobody cares about stats. This is sometimes this might happen to a lot of great guys that can put up stats easier than other guys. And if they're not winning, eventually, nobody cares anymore. You have to start winning. It was for Michael Jordan. It was for Kobe. It was for, it was for Shaq. It was for Will. A lot of great players. You got to start winning championships. That's the bar. Not stats. Not stats, son. Nobody cares about stats like that. Good, you can get them. Now, the bar to being in that top 5 or top 10 is winning championships. That's just how it is. In 2008, Kobe played a super team of 3 top 75 guys in the finals. 2009, beat the greatest defensive player of that era, Dwight Howard, that beat LeBron James in the Big 3 Celtics, 3 top 75. Kobe beat that guy, Dwight Howard, 4-1 in the finals. He just didn't beat him 4-1 in the finals. Dwight Howard was the greatest defensive player of that era that beat LeBron James, the number 1 seed, the MVP, in Dwight Howard beat the Big 3 Celtics. So a lot of people, when they say, oh yeah, Kobe beat Dwight Howard, it's kind of like, they kind of brush it off. Don't forget to put all those other things. 2010, beat 3 top 75 players in the finals. Yep. The 3 top 75 that LeBron James couldn't beat. That's the number 1 seed. And from 2008 to 2010, 3 straight finals appearances, winning back-to-back championships. This is just at the peak. This is the peak. This is Joker's, This clown right here, he's saying Joker's peak is greater than Kobe's peak. So we kind of rewind it back. We think about 2007. Kobe brings home the gold in the FIBA, finally. The next season, that was in the summertime. The next season, 2008, he makes it to the finals, but loses to the Big Three Celtics. It took 3 top 75 guys to beat him. In that same summer of 08, he brings back gold, finally, in respect for the U.S. basketball team. Something LeFraud in his era guys couldn't do. 2009. Talked about this. Won the finals against the Dwight Howard, the greatest defensive player of that era. And, well, we forgot about Kobe's MVP. We'll talk about that in a minute, in 2008. But, yeah, goes back to the finals in 2010 and wins back-to-back against the Big Three Celtics that LeBron James, as the number 1 seed, couldn't beat. So gold, finals appearance, championship. Yep. So you're trying to tell me that Joker had a greater peak than that? And okay, we can exclude the international games. That's fine. But even 3 finals in a row and back-to-back, playing these 3 top 75 guys, the greatest defensive player of that era. We're not even going to mention all this 50 and 60 win teams he had to beat to get to the finals. But yeah, Scap is trying to tell you, a guy who didn't even play one 50-win team in his championship year, Joker, that was part of his 5-year great peak. That was greater than Kobe Bryant's peak. Listen, Joker has 3 MVPs, and if you look at this chart, Kobe Bryant is smoking him in everything: championships, finals MVPs. They're even on All-Stars, beating him at, smoked him at All-Star MVP, smoked him at All-NBA first team, smoked him at All-NBA defensive, smoked him at statistical titles, which would be Kobe's 2 scoring titles. Tell me how that works. How is he better? How did he have a better peak? That doesn't make any sense. Plus the competition that Kobe had to play against, coming out of the West. In 3 straight finals. I mean, like, what are we talking about? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you're this so-called Scat fan, well, no, I wouldn't say Scat fan. If you're a Kobe fan and you're a Scat fan, you better press unsubscribe, because this guy's going to keep saying ludicrous stuff that doesn't make any sense. And if he was a Kobe fan, he would have seen that chart on Jason Whitlock and would have been like, look, we got to put Kobe in here. There's no way that LeBron James had a better peak than Kobe Bryant. There's no way. He didn't even vouch for his own boy, Kobe Bryant. He agreed that LeBron James should be up on there. Because what he's trying to do is, he's trying to put, well, first of all, he's trying to get this one more MVP for Joker, so we can say, yeah, he got the same MVPs as LeBron James, but he didn't have no help. But look, he's got better stats than LeBron James, and he did everything right. And LeBron James won his championships with super teams. LeBron James is LeBron James ain't that dude. The only reason why LeBron James is 1 or 2 is because everybody done talked him up. It don't matter if he was talking bad about him or good about him. He got talked up to where he is now. These dudes out there selling they soul. That was sad, man. It's the saddest thing you ever seen with these guys. When it comes to money, these guys is selling out fast. I was shocked. Larry Bird, LeBron James, and Joker, the greatest peak of all time. 5-year peak. Like I said, man, if you want to put Larry Bird, I'm cool with it. I ain't got no problem with that. But LeBron James ain't in there. And I'm just going by the numbers. Joker's not in there neither. He has no validation for the second greatest 5-year peak. He doesn't. Other than MVPs, he doesn't. He don't have no statistical accolades. He don't have no defensive teams. He's not playing no. Last year was the first year he beat a 50-win team. Who was that? Houston. And I think they won 50 on the dot. He's been in the league all these years, and this was the first year he beat a 50-win team in the playoffs. How's that possible? How's that possible? You never beat a 60-win team. You only beat a 50-win team one time. You had a chance to beat a 60-win team. Well, what was OKC? Were they 70 last year? Whatever they was, 60 or 70, and he choked it up, melted down in Game 7. That would have been it. You would have put that on his resume. Okay, you could have started to put him out there with some of these guys. Even OKC hadn't won nothing yet. They're still known for winning one championship, guys. This guy is starting to be a Nick Wright, a Shannon Sharp, and all this stuff. That's all he's starting to be. He's starting to say a whole bunch of ludicrous stuff. He's starting to predict the future before stuff happens. He's starting to make, things greater than what they are before it happens. He said OKC was the greatest team of all time last year. I'm telling you, man, these dudes will do anything and sell out for money. It's tough out there, man. And when you seen this guy pop up on Jason Whitlock, you already knew. You already knew this guy done sold his soul. Remember, he worked behind the scenes for years in the sports entertainment industry, in the broadcasting. So he knows all these fools. He knows the Jason Whitlock. He knows the Gilbert Arenas that he done sucked on the debate with him. And now he's pissing in the face of Kobe Bryant fans. Oh boy, I don't even know how Kobe Bryant fans even let that slide right past them. And to me, all I was thinking, well, what about Kobe? That's his dude. What about Kobe's 5-year peak? And truthfully, I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't know when I said, okay, I'm gonna put these guys in a comparison, the accolades or whatever like that. I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. I didn't know it was gonna be a slaughter. This is bad. This is bad right here. This comparison is wow. I don't know what to say about this. And the guys that roll with this guy will never check him. These dudes is all about money. I'll probably listen to one or two dudes I used to listen to because all these dudes is about money now. These dudes that still rolling with Johnny Arnett after he did what he did, that was crazy. That's even though he did that on Michael Jordan, did clutch work. Guess what? To me, you can't be a real Kobe Bryant fan if you would do that. Not because Kobe liked Michael Jordan, it's because you're doing that for the LeBron James fans. And they done clutch, and all the LeBron James fans, they done dirtied up Kobe's career. They done pissed all over his career, dirtied it up, said all this stuff. And you would go back and do that for clutch? You would do that for LeBron James fans after what they've been doing to Kobe's career? That's crazy. To me, even if I was dumb enough to say, oh, let me go look at it and see what they're talking about. Let me pull up the videos and let me see what they talk. I want to do it anyways because they don't get that benefit of the doubt. But even if I was to give them the benefit of the doubt and go back and pull up those videotapes from Michael Jordan's 88 Defensive Player of the Year season, I'm looking like, let me see what they talk about. Okay, maybe they might be right. That's it. I'm not coming out and putting the videotape out. I'm not showing people that they was right or wrong. It don't matter. Clutch don't get that benefit of the doubt. But there was Johnny Arnett that did it anyways. Because he was doing clutch work. And I hope he got paid. He got to be an idiot if he didn't get paid for that. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it wasn't directed towards Kobe Bryant. You still did a favor for the LeBron James camp. Clutch Sports and his fans, period. So I'm just saying, there's no way he could be a Kobe Bryant fan, because Kobe Bryant fans wouldn't do that for clutch sports. They won't do that for LeBron James fans. LeBron James is an embarrassment to sports, period. And to me, it's just a puppet for the NBA to bring you a clown show, to have people fighting. And it took him a long time to even give LeBron James any criticism, because all he cares about is his LeBron James viewership on his channel. That's what I'm saying. These ain't real Kobe Bryant fans, guys. I'm a real Michael Jordan fan because I can give him criticism. You see some of these dudes out here, man, they be like, I don't know, they be on some rainbow stuff with these guys. The way they be talking about LeBron James, some of them, the way they be talking about Michael Jordan, and be trying to protect him from everything. Like, dude, it ain't that deep, man. Just the way they be getting emotional over Michael, like, no, man. No, Michael Jordan didn't save the world. He was a basketball player, and that's it. We don't know about his real life, if he was a good person, or he was a good husband, or he was a good father, or he was a good person. Am I saying we know anything otherwise? No. But I'm just saying the way these guys talk about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James, they sound fruity pebbles, guys. I'm sorry to say that. I like basketball. I like the players, the way they play and, stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not going to get emotional the way these guys get, man, over these guys. They be on some fruity stuff. It just, sometimes you just like, come on, dude. in the defense of these guys. Like I said, where was Michael Jordan when LeBron was doing all this stuff as an owner? When he let him destroy the league all these years in the Players Association. Michael Jordan wasn't there trying to stop it. So we don't need you coming back to Fox now and trying to say anything. We don't care. Look, I ain't trying to diss Michael Jordan. I know what Michael Jordan represented. We know he didn't low manage, and none of the guys back then did. The problem is you don't have the same men. And let me say this too, because I don't want to make a separate video. And we're gonna get a little bit more back on this Kobe Joker thing. But for this Draymond Green and Kenyon Martin thing, look, I had Draymond Green's back when he said that about Dak. It's true. You don't have to be a number one to be able to say something. You don't have to be able to lead a team and score 20 points per game or whatever to have an opinion. I got an opinion. I never played professional sports in my life. I ain't even come close. I'm just a fan. So Draymond Green will be a fan to football. That don't give Draymond Green a right not to say nothing. Just because he's never been a number one, just because he ain't a superstar, just because he never played football. What does that, what? If you don't like Draymond Green because of the shit he be saying, that's fine. But Draymond Green got an opinion, just like you got an opinion. Am I saying his opinion is right? I'm not trying to say that. But you can't say he can't have an opinion because he's not a number one or he's not a superstar. That's ludicrous. For two, yes, I agree with him about Dak because Dak is a choke artist. He is a meltdown artist. Yes, he is overpaid. He ain't that dude. And it's about time somebody really come out and say it. He pulled the same stunt every year as the dude. Remember, he's supposed to be the dude. He's getting paid as the dude. As for Draymond Green, look, he's not better than Kenyon Martin. If we look at the accolades, yes, he's better than Kenyon Martin. He's better than a lot of players if we look at the accolades. But he's not. Draymond Green came at a time where the league in 2015 just went straight down the drain as far as competitiveness. From 15 to now, it's the weakest era of all time. We get that. We know that. So who is Draymond supposed to compete against? He's competing against the people in his league. You don't have defenders in the league. From that time, all your great players don't make defensive teams. Your Durant's, your LeBron James, your Curry's, your Jokers, your Lucas, your Tatum's, your Jaylen Browns, your Bookers, the Anthony Edwards. These guys are just playing offense. These are the guys Draymond Green is going against. One-way players. So it's easy for Draymond to make a defensive team. It's easy for him to make I think he made 2 All-NBAs, right? He got Defensive Player of the Year. He made All-Star teams. Remember, this is the weak era that Joker plays in. LeBron James plays in. Westbrook plays in. Harden plays. Westbrook never made defensive team. Harden never made defensive team. This is the era from 2015 until today, 2025. That Draymond Green was able to take advantage of and stack these accolades. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing him to Michael Cooper. But Michael Cooper never made one All-Star game or All-NBA. And he's in the Hall of Fame, guys. For what? For being a great defensive player. Am I comparing, Draymond Green to Michael Cooper? No. But when you look at the resume, they can't stop Draymond Green from going in, guys. They can't. Have you ever heard of a center having 3 MVPs and never averaged a block in a season? And averages 1.7 for his career? Never made a defensive team? Have you ever heard of that? Never won a statistical title? Have you ever heard of the stuff that Joker has or hasn't done and won 3 MVPs? But yet we're here faulting Draymond Green? Draymond Green got like 8 defensive teams or something like that. Defensive Player of the Year, an assist title. Like, I don't know how many All-Star games. Maybe about 5 or 6. 2 All-NBAs. How did you keep the man out of the Hall of Fame? Yes, he's not close to being good as we can name about 60 people like Kenyon Martin did. It don't matter. He still got the accolades on paper. We just said all this stuff about Joker, right? Now, I'm not trying to degrade Joker, but the stuff that he's winning MVPs with, we never heard of this, guys. His best competition, Joel Embiid, a dude that's always hurt, won an MVP. This guy won an MVP. In the same year he won an MVP, put Joker on All NBA, second team. A guy that's always hurt. That's his competition. So it's a lot of flimsy stuff going on in this whole era that Draymond Green was getting his accolades. So they got to honor his accolades because they've been doing a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't deserve in this era. But that's all they got. That's all they got to work with. That's all they got to work with. Is what they got. It ain't much. It ain't much. There's no defense. It's just dudes shooting a whole bunch of threes. There's no competition at every position. Dude's not coming to work. Teams just getting blown out. Ain't no men with muscles. We're looking at this right here. So Joker don't have no All-Star MVPs. And then when you watch him in the All-Star game, he don't even want to be there. He don't care. Listen, guys, we keep repeating this stuff, and a lot of people think I mean to be mean because a lot of these YouTubers that do these channels, they're first-generation Americans, so they'll never ride with this. I'm a foundation, and whatever you are, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm just trying to tell the culture here. These international players ain't pushing the NBA through the American culture, and they don't have to. That's fine. But I'm just saying, they don't care. All they care about is a paycheck, guys. That's why the NBA ratings are so low. Oh, well, one of the reasons. That's why they got LeBron James around for the Clown Act. I mean, like, they need somebody to push it in American face. When we hear this stuff all the time, we done heard it on ESPN. They said they need American face. What does that mean? They know that. They already know what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, if they would have took the Clown Act, LeBron James, out the forefront a long time ago, it would have been really over. It would have been worse than it is now. Look at some of these sports. Nobody cares that you could just hit a puck, hit a ball, throw a ball, catch a ball, whatever. You need a soap opera. And usually it's going to have to come from the American players. You need some type of soap opera to push your league. Go look at the NHL. Go look at soccer. Go look at tennis. Go look at any sport where you ain't got no real soap. It's just people playing the sport now. Good for them. Even baseball had a good soap opera back in the day when Bo Jackson was there playing 2 sports, and Deion Sanders was there playing 2 sports, and David Justin, Holly Berry was dating, and you just had all kind of different stuff. I tell you guys all this stuff. When the black players was there, you had all these soap operas. Kirby Puckett was defiant. Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden getting caught with hookers and cocaines and hotels, and you could just go on and on with the black players. It was crazy back in the day with baseball. And even some of the white players, whatever. Now it's nothing because the guys don't speak English. They're not American. So this is where we are with the NBA. The only people who's pushing the NBA, and I'm trying to tell you, I think it was a trial run to see how the ratings was going to be if they needed LeBron James to come back. And apparently they did. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not trying to say I'm right, but I'm just thinking they did. There's really nothing to talk about in the NBA. There's really no on-court greatness. There's no rivalries. There's no defense. There's no real coaches. These aren't real coaches. I can tell you a million times, again, if you grew up back in the day watching basketball, these ain't no real head coaches. They're stand-in coaches, guys. Coaches won't allow this stuff, the way they're playing, to happen. Missing games. Listen to this. If you missed a practice back in the day, you weren't even starting or playing. You weren't even. How many times you heard Phil Jackson? They say, Dennis Rodman ain't starting today. Why? He didn't show up for practice. The coach controlled the team back in the days, guys. These aren't real head coaches. Spoiler. I don't know what to tell you. These are just stand-in dudes. They all got to play the same way. They don't have to play at all. They don't talk to the players when they come back to the bench saying, you blown this assignment, you didn't do this. They're not real head coaches, guys. They're stand-in coaches. And again, I will say this a million times. If Kobe, Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem, Wilt, Russell, Oscar Robertson, Kareem, any of these, Barkley, Malone, if any of these guys played in the Bronny era, would you take them serious? Would you take them serious? Would you take any of those guys, Michael Jordan, this guy, would you take them serious if they played in the Bronny era? Of course not. But you want me to take Joker, SGA, Tatum, and Anthony Edwards, all these guys serious? And I know what I'm going to hear. What's they got to do with it? They didn't do nothing. It's a respect that the NBA has for their players. And the so-called second or greatest player of all time, LeBron James, he has no respect for these guys that he would do something like this. In the NBA, trust me, they can do whatever they want. They have no respect for these international players because they're boring. They don't move the needle. This is the guy that Scap wants to win another MVP. Another MVP, and he got beat out on this resume by Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant only had one. But Kobe beat him in everything in those 5 years. What a joke, right? What a joke. And his best line is, he don't have no help. He would have won more championships. It's fake, guys. It's the fakest argument in the world. He's the only superstar, what Scap is trying to tell you, that can't get no help. No, this is what I'll tell you. He's the only superstar. Remember, this is a 3-time MVP. This ain't no, a superstar out there. He's a 3-time MVP. You think a 3-time MVP, if he said, I want this guy, he's not going to get him? So let's straighten up Scap's mouth. He's the only superstar that don't want no help. One, because of his stats. His stats will go down. You could go to any superstar in any era and they're saying, I want this dude. I want that dude. I want this dude. I want that dude. Try to get this dude. Even in his own era, they making moves. All the superstars is making moves. You name them, they making moves. Right? Kevin Durant said, I want to go to Houston. LeBron James said, get Luka. Get AD. Tatum said, you got to get Drew Holiday. You got to get Porzingis. Greek Freak said, you got to get Lane Time. It don't matter what. Michael Jordan said, we got to get Dennis Rodman. Dr. J said, we got to get Moses Malone. I'm out of here. Stop the cap. When the season is over, this guy goes back to Serbia. He could give a damn about winning championships. Same guy that said, oh, we got to have a parade. Remember, he said after they won the championship, he said he can't believe we have a parade for this. Really? We have a parade every year. This is the guy that won 3 MVPs. This is why they have to have LeBron James around for the clown show. Because guys like him don't care about the NBA. He don't care about pushing the NBA to American fans and the American culture over here. Seasons in, him, Giannis, Luka, all these guys go back to their country, SGA, whatever. I'm not mad at it. Do what you want. But this is why the NBA is so awful. You have an American game not being promoted by American people, and the people that's promote American players, and the people that's promoting it don't give a damn about it. But here Scap is pissing on Kobe Bryant. Oh, you Kobe Bryant fans. It didn't even take the smartest NASA scientist to come up with this low 5-year peak for Kobe Bryant. I'm talking about he just destroyed Joker. Destroyed him. Only thing you can argue for Joker is what? Some inflated stats with no competition. Remember, imagine if Kobe had no competition in the 2000s. That would be crazy. I never even heard that. Have you ever heard Kobe never had no competition? You never heard that, have you? Never. You even heard Michael Jordan, oh, he had no competition. You never heard that about Kobe, even though it was a lie about Michael Jordan. But we never heard, but Joker? What's his competition? His competition is guys that don't come to work. This should be, if this era is that weak, it should be that easy to make a defensive team. But here he is out here trying to look like this Magic Johnson that nobody cares about because he don't bring the ball up. The floor is just spread the hell out, and he's making these passes all game. Big deal. Nobody really cares. No point guard is operating like a point guard in this era. And anybody that's getting assists in this era really ain't getting them the hard way. This dude can't make one defensive team. That's crazy. We told you. He ain't even in the top 50 all time in career blocks per game. You got guys in his own era. I counted at least, man, it had to be about 15 guys in his own era that's in the top 250 per game in total. Steals, total blocks in blocks per game. At least 15 guys in his own era. He's not in there, guys. And I'm not just talking about centers. We're talking about guards. We're talking about forwards and centers. Let me tell you how this works. Since he can't play defense as a center, what's he do? He controls the offense. Okay. When the playoffs come, or when that crucial game comes, and they just shut him down from facilitating the ball, now his teammates, you're in a whole different offense now. You've been running offense all year where he facilitates the ball. So you just shut him down from doing that if you're a good team. And now the whole thing is disrupted. The whole flow, the whole offense is disrupted. You're done. And that's what they've been doing to him the years he didn't make it to the finals. So to me, I'm not trying to say he's not a good player or a great player. To me, my argument would be, I want to see him just go down there and average 35 points a game and grab me about 15 rebounds and maybe get about 5 assists. Play in the low post and get me about 35 points a game, 15 rebounds, and play defense. That's what I want to see. I don't care about these assists. They can say, oh man, look at these passes. We never see no passing. It's wide open. That's why when you see him play defense and the guy just drives inside from the 3-point line, usually a guard, he don't jump. 1, because he can't jump. For 2, is because they're getting a head start from the 3-point line and no resistance. Once they start to drive in, there's nobody else in the middle except for the center. And this is a center who can't even jump. Back in the day, if you drived in, usually you had the forward and you had the power forward, you had the center. So you had 2 last lines of defense right there. You don't have that now. All you have is a center. So guys just blow right past them and do layups all game. Now, he is averaging a block this year, finally. So this might be the first year. Maybe you heard me talking about his ass. I don't know. But all I can tell you is the facts from the numbers. And to me, like I said, this ain't just Kobe. We put him up against all these all-time great players in the past as far as their first 10 years versus Joker. And he gets smoked. He gets smoked for the first 10-year comparison. And it's nothing against him. He's the greatest player to me in this era. But what does that mean? To me, it don't mean much. It just don't. I mean, I put him against LeBron James. Or above LeBron James. He's better than LeBron James all time. I got him ranked above LeBron James. And some people, what did this stand? Like, no, I can't. Well, he beat you 4-0 and he beat you 4-1. And you had Anthony Davis. That's it for me. That's it for me. And his inflated stats, just like LeBron James inflated stats and stuff like that. But yeah, that was it for me. When he beat LeBron James 4-0 and 4-1 with no help, that was it. That was it. Now, if he would have just beat LeBron James by himself, we'd have been, okay, LeBron James was in year such and such and such. No, yeah, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was All-NBA in All-NBA defense in the top 75. No. And LeBron James, like I said, 2 of them championships, none of his championships count, matter of fact. Or his finals MVPs, they're all fraudulent because he won them all on super teams. In his 2 MVPs. So his career is fraudulent, man. We already did a whole video on this. His career is fraudulent. So yeah, I got Joker in front of him, but that ain't saying much. To me, we can't compare eras, but we can say the bar is championships. Right? The bar is championships. That's it. That's all we can judge. We cool with the stats. You're the greatest in this era, dude. You're doing your thing for what you got in this era and what they let you do in it. That's fine. But the bar is championships. We don't care about you not having no help. Go get it. Sick of hearing that. Every great player went and got help. Larry Bird went and got help. Magic Johnson went and got more help. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went and got more help. Russell went and got more help. Wilt went and got more help. Jordan went and got more help. Oscar Robertson went. Kobe, it don't matter. They went and got more help. Don't tell me about him not playing with an all-star. I told you a season ago, get these guys the hell out of here. Get Murray. I won't play with this guy another day. Great, you're good when you're healthy. Gordon, great, you're good when you're healthy. Porter Jr., you're good when you're healthy. Y'all got to go, man. I told you, when he let Murray sign again, and I think Porter Jr. signed again, but they traded him away. I was like, I can't take this guy serious, man. And he let Gordon sign again. I can't take this guy serious, man. He don't want to win championships. He wants to play with his buddies. And I'm cool with that. Like, I'm totally cool with it. He wants to play with his buddies. But his buddies can't stay healthy. So therefore, if you can't separate winning from playing with your buddies, I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear this trash from Scap. Because every great player, if they didn't have, championship talent help, they went and got it. That's unheard of for players not to do that back in the day. But we're supposed to make up excuses why this guy ain't been winning. Because he ain't had the help. Well, go get it. Who's the super teams this guy's been going against in the 2020s? Who's the dynasties he's been going against in the 2020s? So apparently, the playing field is basically even. Since it's been a team winning championship, different team winning a championship every single season, and none of those teams had a super team in the 2020s. The only team you can really point to is the Lakers in 2020. But other than that, no other team has won with a super team. Or been a dynasty that's been winning in the 20s. It's been even. This year is the most even I've ever seen it. So it's starting to look like this guy don't make his teammates better or something. They need to go to the gym and lift some damn weights and quit being hurt all the time. But like I said, this guy has no interest in winning. If he wins, he wins. He don't care about that, guys. That's why they don't want to crown him as the face of the league. Not just because he's not American. This is the guy he is. He don't care about winning championships. Remember, this is no hate, but this is real. Some scat won't tell you why he cries about this guy was picked in this late round and stuff like this. But this same guy, his first 3 years in the league, didn't make All NBA, didn't make an All-Star, and didn't make the playoffs. His first 3 seasons. That's unheard of by a superstar of any era. Not his first season, not his first 2 seasons, his first 3 seasons, didn't make an All-Star appearance, didn't make All-NBA, and didn't make the playoffs. He had dudes beating him out at All-Star. Remember, there's 3 All-NBA guys. So he had guys like DeMarcus Cousins, DeAndre Jordan, Karl Anthony Clowns, what's his guy's name? Joel Embiid. These were the guys that was beating him out for All NBA in in All-Star. These were the guys that's beating him out. So it's just a coincidence. Most of these guys got older. And what's that other guy? I think Andre Drummond was beating him out too. So to me, I don't know, man. All I can do is tell you the truth about this guy. I can't. That's all I do is tell you the truth about any of these guys. I'm not hanging around with all these guys that's trying to hook up and be friends and be cool, because you know what it is? You see all these dudes try to be cool, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but they don't hold each other to a standard. This dude will say something this ludicrous, and the guys that hang out with him and chill with him won't make a video and hold him to no standard. After he just pissed in Kobe Bryant's face, supposed to be a Kobe Bryant fan, by saying Joker had a greater 5-year peak and had the second greatest 5-year peak right behind Michael Jordan. Even if we take Kobe out this, which he didn't have a better 5-year peak than Kobe, guess what? He didn't have a better 5 peak than Magic. Well, he said Jordan was number 1. It wasn't better than Kareem's. It wasn't better than Will's. It wasn't better than Oscar Robinson's. Larry Bird. A lot of dudes. Tim Duncan. Get Tim Duncan's 5-year peak. Are you kidding me? What about Shaq's 5-year peak? What is this guy talking about? I'm just trying to say, this guy is becoming a Nick Wright, and it's just straight out embarrassing. These guys will tell the truth one minute and then tell lies. Let's go to David Robinson's 5-year peak. Because you got to remember, this guy's 5-year peak only consists of 1 championship and 1 finals MVP. That's it. So it can't be better than these other guys' 5-year peak that I mentioned, who had also 1 or more championships, 1 or more finals MVPs, you know, all these all NBAs, all these all NBA defensive teams, all these statistical titles, and MVPs. But he's trying to use the 3 MVPs. And that's fine. But that's all you have to do with is 3 MVPs and some stats. Some inflated stats and 3 MVPs that you're trying to say this is the second greatest behind Michael Jordan peak. 3 MVPs. Going against no center competition. Center competition, the competition in general. But the center competition is laughable. He don't even play like a center, guys. So how can we even say center? He don't even play like a center. Because he don't have to. There's no centers to play against in this era. What they thought was going to be the greatest center of all time is sitting out for 3 weeks now. Trust me, I already told you, this guy ain't going to make it. These guys won't go to the weight room and get their body strong. They just want to rip up and down the damn court. I was watching the Bulls against the Rockets last night. It was the last game of the 98. The last game that the Rockets played the Bulls in 98. And man, Michael Jordan, this guy, he was just so much in shape. It was crazy. When you looked at Olajuwon and Barkley and Drexler, they was barely moving, guys. They was barely getting up and down the floor. Barkley had to come off the bench. Olajuwon couldn't even do a damn spin. He was turning the ball over. It was the saddest thing you ever seen. 3 of them couldn't even beat the Bulls because they couldn't play defense no more. all they could do is shoot the ball. They really couldn't play. Elijah one had a pretty decent first half, and then after that, he just fell off. And Michael Jordan was lighting them up from the perimeter. Had an opening dunk, but he was just in tremendous shape. I was just like, wow, he was crazy. And this was like in I think it was like in May, early May. Incredible. I ain't talking about skinny shape. I'm talking about strong shape. These guys go to the weight room, him, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, all this stuff on the off season and whenever they can in the regular season. This is how you stay in shape. This is how you stay fit. When you see John Morant out there walking around like a twig, I'm just saying, man, I don't know how these guys, they must don't like women. I'm just saying, they must don't like women. I don't see how they can walk around like a bag of bones. The players back in the day, they was not a bag of bones. They all had cuts and they had muscle, and these guys were tall. They didn't have muscle, they were just bulky. These dudes are like, they don't even seem real, man. Who the hell would want to look like that? I don't. Maybe when I was young or whatever like that, but as you get older, man, you want to look like a man. Whatever. But yeah, this is just for the Kobe fans, man. I'm a Kobe fan too, and I felt like, what is this guy saying? I knew it was bullshit, but this guy's supposed to be Kobe. But I guess this guy is whatever. This guy's flip-flopping all over. I even heard him one day say LeBron James didn't have no help in Cleveland. I was like, wow. You got to remember these guys. You can't trust some of these guys that work in the entertainment industry. You just can't, man. This is the same guy as Scab. I was watching the Michael Jordan fans are the best. When Gilbert Arenas came on there, all of them was like cussing Gilbert Arenas out, calling him names, or just bad mouthing him for being an idiot. And there's Scab pretty much licking this dude's feet because he want to have a debate with him so he can get his fans to watch his show. All this guy care about is money, guys. That's all he cares about. If you think this guy care about anything else, he don't. Now you done build up this Joker bag. Look, man, the biggest thing is with this guy is him not holding the standard across the board. There's no way you could be a Kobe fan and be saying the shit that you say about Joker. Not saying that he shouldn't be saying, oh, he Joker is great or he's not the best in this era. Yes, he can say, I said that. If Joker, I think he got cheated out the MVP when Joel Embiid won it. Okay, maybe he should win it this year. I don't know. I don't think he should have won it last year. I'm not dumb. But if he wins it this year, if he deserves it, yes, that's fine with me. I don't care about that. All I care about is the standard of what? Winning championships. Winning championships is a standard. That's it. To win. So you're trying to tell us winning championships ain't the standard for Joker, right? Being on defensive teams ain't the standard for Joker. In winning statistical accolades ain't the standard. I don't get it, guys. Like I said, I don't see how this guy could be a Kobe Bryant fan after stuff he's been saying. I just don't. And this latest thing that he done said and left Kobe Bryant out is just insane. Joker had the second greatest 5-year peak. And we just put up the numbers. Kobe just destroyed him. We just put up the accolades. We put up everything. Kobe destroyed him. Kobe Bryant won a championship at the beginning of the decade, 2000. The end of the decade, 2009, and the beginning of another decade, 2010. That's crazy. Went to 3 finals in a row without Shaq and won back-to-back. And in that time brought home 2 gold medals, something that the LeBron James in his era guys couldn't do. A gold medal in FIBA and a gold medal in the Olympics. And Kobe Bryant, 2-way player. We're really comparing this guy, Joker, to Kobe Bryant. No, he's saying he's better than Kobe Bryant. The only thing you got on Kobe Bryant is some I want to say fraudulent MVPs, but MVPs playing against no competition. Say whatever you want. I have no disrespect for SGA, but he don't make no defensive teams. Never. And he's just a scorer. He's not a high riser. I just want to see his game back in the. You put his game in the 2000s, the 90s, they eat him up, man, because he plays below the rim. He played below the rim. I've never seen nothing like that. A guy who leads the league in scoring and plays below the rim like that. All the great scorers back in the day played above the rim. Even Fat Charles Barkley played above the rim. And I'm not trying to say like, played above the rim like Jordan, but the dude he can't rise like that. He ain't got no hops like that. I ain't saying he can't dunk the ball. Yo, man, he don't beat you out the dribble and dunk on you. He ain't got no dunking highlights. He just shooting the mid-range. That's it. I would just like to see he would get ate up, man, back in the days. The defense is just too good back in the day. The on-ball defense. They would eat him up. I don't even think he would be in the league. And I'm trying to tell you guys, sometimes you got to think I'm being so harsh, but I'm just saying, when we was growing up, the competition in high school was crazy for you to get to college. And then you got to college. Oh my goodness, man. It was just crazy, man. He just won't make it. He could be like a guy that could play on the outside or something like that. He can't come inside and be doing that he does, man. He doesn't rise high enough to be shooting him shots. They threw that back in his face. I'm trying to tell you. Either Michael Jordan had to get away, he had to fade away on his shots, or he had to shoot, jump high just to get his shot off or something like that. Michael Jordan did. Dudes will be like jumping high, trying to block that shot. They won't have you flopping around and flailing and doing all this stuff while you getting off a shot, man. That stuff won't work. Like I said, man, if Joker went against some shot blocking back in the day, he would be eating the ball every time. But Tumbo would put it in his mouth, and David Robinson put it in his mouth, and Ewing, all these, even Rick Smits would put it in his mouth. These were real, legit shot blockers. Just saying. I'm just saying. Some of these guys weren't fast enough, so they had to be, just shot blockers and stuff like that. They weren't fast enough to be scorers. That's what I'm trying to say. I just don't see Joker being able to score on David Robinson. It will be nasty. First, you would have to be his size just to start to do anything against David Robinson. And if you want his size, you have to be doing all kind of crazy moves and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I'm not trying to hear this Joker, but I'm trying to tell reality with this scat dude. Y'all better see what's going on with this scat, man, because now he's starting to diss his own guy, Kobe, for this dude that won all these MVPs, putting up some stats. But we see what all Kobe did, whooping up on Joker in that 5-year span, and he couldn't win but one MVP. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Whether you want to believe Kobe got cheated or not, which he did, it's still, when you look at everything, it's just ludicrous what Scap is saying. You guys tell me what you think, man. I mean, this guy's turned into another Nick Wright. And like I said, I always remember this. The bar is winning championships. It's not putting up stats. It's winning championships. Remember, LeBron James set the bar. And he set the bar so low that these 2020 guys don't have to do more. They have to do less. They don't have to. Since 15, LeBron ain't made no defensive teams. Right? He don't play defense. All he does is put up stats. This is the guys that grew up watching LeBron James. This is the bar that LeBron James set. See, LeBron James was supposed to take the bar from Kobe and said, I'm going to keep that same standard or go above it. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how guys did in the past. LeBron James said, I'm going to lower the bar so the guys that come after me, they don't have to be held to the same standard as a standard in the past. They don't have to make defensive teams. We're just going to change the whole game. A game that played the same from the 50s all the way to the 2000s. They're going to change the game. Because they didn't want to play like men. They said, oh yeah, this is the best era of all time. Because look, we just play offense. We don't have real head coaches. We don't have real refs. Wow. Okay. So, like I said, I had to do this one for Kobe, man. It wasn't right. Me being a Kobe fan, I just couldn't even let this slide. I couldn't.